Hey everyone, it's Daniel Brother Barbaris. In this next video, we're going to be setting up our task sequences. Let's get started. Now, let's go to our domain controller 02 or our PDC emulator. We're going to do some group policy. So let's open that up. What we're going to do is we're going to expand here, domains, CM lab. We'll go to group policy objects. We'll click, then right click, new. What we're going to do is we're going to create one called Disable Windows Spotlight. This is for our Windows 11 machines. Click OK. Then we're going to right click, edit. We'll maximize this. Let's go to Policies, Administrative Templates. Give that a moment to load up. We're going to go to our Cloud Content. So Windows Components, Cloud Content here. What we'll do is we'll turn off Cloud Optimized Content, enabled. Show Windows Tips, or do not show Windows Tips. There we go. And turn off Microsoft Consumer Experiences. Click Enabled and OK. Now we're going to scroll down to User Configuration, Policies, Administrative Templates, same thing, Windows Components, and Cloud Content. Okay, so we're right here. So double click Configure Windows Spotlight on lock screen at the top here, disabled. Click OK. Turn off all. See, turn off all Windows Spotlight features. There we go. Enabled. And we can close Group Policy Management. Now what we'll do is we're going to go to our Group Policy objects again. New. We're going to create a high performance power policy for our Windows 11 machines as well. So copy that there. OK. We're going to right click on that, edit, maximize, go to computer configuration. We're going to go to preferences, control panel settings, and power options. We'll click, then right click, new, power plan, at least Windows 7. On the balanced drop down, we're going to choose high performance, go down to display, turn off display after, and on both of these, we're going to click and put 0. We're going to click apply and OK, and we can close that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our terminal and we're going to copy those. We're going to bypass the wait time for our DFS replication for our sysvol policies. So we'll copy from 101 up to 98, paste that there, and press exit. And now we've copied those policies. Okay. Now what we'll do is we're going to click Expand Lab, Expand Clients. We'll click on Windows 11, click Link an existing GPO. We'll go down to the Disable Windows Spotlight. Then we'll click that one more time, right click, link an existing GPO, and put our high performance power policy. Okay. Now what we'll do is we're going to go up to Domain Controllers, click, then right click, Group Policy Update. Yes. And that's good, completed. Now what we'll do is we're going to go down to Member Servers. We're going to click on Infrastructure and then right click, Group Policy Update as well. Yes. It's going to update CA01 and GW01. Close. And we'll close Group Policy Management. Now on our CM server, we're going to do this manually. So open up the terminal and we'll do a GP update force. And the reason we do that is sometimes the WMI gets timed out because it's doing a lot of things in Configuration Manager. So we'll just do it manually. Okay. And that's good. Now we'll go back to DC01. We're going to open up our terminal from the taskbar. We're going to do a sync all and exit. We'll do the same thing on DC02 and we're good. Now let's go back to CM01. We're going to create a folder for Microsoft PowerShell and for the remote server administration tools. And we'll copy from 173 up to 170, paste that there, exit. We're going to open up Edge from the taskbar and copy this URL, paste that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for the install MSI package, which is down here. We'll see the x64, click on that, save as. We're going to go to our H drive, share, and we're going to go to Microsoft.PowerShell and save there. Now, the following example shows how to silently install PowerShell. So if you go down here, you'll see this, okay? And this is what we're going to use when we install it later on. So I copied that and I pasted it here. We'll get to that in a few moments. It's right down here. So let's get our remote server administration tools. Now it says for Windows 10, but it's also for Windows 11. So click download the x64 version here, save as, share, go down to remote server administration tools and save. Okay, give that a moment and close Edge. Now we'll go to our software library. We're going to expand application management. We're going to click, then right click on applications, create application. We're going to grab the URL or the link to where we stored our PowerShell. Next, good, next. Now we're just going to change the name to PowerShell 7. Publisher is Microsoft Corporation. Software version 7.6.0. And the installation will copy from here up to MSI exec. We'll replace where it says there. Install for system, good. Next, next. Give that a moment. There we go. Close. We're going to right click PowerShell 7, click on Properties. We'll click our Date Published checkbox. Okay. Go to Software Center. On keywords, I'm just going to put PowerShell. And Browse. We'll go to our PowerShell icon. Copy that. Paste it here. Open. You'll see it there. Okay. Okay. And we're good there. Now we're going to click the deployments type down here at the bottom. Right click here, Properties, Languages. We're going to select our language. So I've got English United States. Okay. And okay. And now what we'll do, we're on line 255, so right click. We'll click Distribute Content. Next. Next. On our Add dropdown, go to Distribution Point. Choose our DP. Okay. Next. Next. And close. Now let's do our remote server administration tools, or RSAT. So right click, create application, click manually specify because this is an executable. Next, we're going to call this remote server administration tools. Publisher is also Microsoft Corporation. Version is 1.1. Date published. Next. For keyword, I'm going to put RSAT. Browse. And I'm just going to use the MSI exec icon for that. There we go. Click Next. Click on Add for our type. And under type here, we're going to click Script Installer, which should automatically select the manually specify. Next. We're going to call this RSAT-Microsoft Update Standalone Installer Package. Languages, I'm going to go down to English United States. Okay. Next. Content location, that's where we stored it, was in the remote.server.administration.tools folder. The installation program, we're going to use the WUSA Windows Update, and then the name of the file, quiet, no restart here. Next, we'll click Add Clause. We're going to use the registry. It's going to be an HKey local machine. And you're going to copy from the end of line 315 up to where I have software. Paste that here. The value is called install name. We'll post that here. Data type is a string. Click on this registry setting must satisfy the following rules. It equals, and you'll copy 321 to where it says Microsoft dot. There we go. Click OK. Next. Install for system. Whether or not a user is logged on. Next. 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 Close. Next. Next. Give that a moment and close. Okay. So now what we'll do, we're on line 340. So right click and click distribute content. Next, next, go to our add drop down, our distribution point. There we go, DP, next, next, and close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our task sequences, which is here. Click, then right click, create task sequence. Install an existing image package. Next, we're going to call this Windows 11 Enterprise 25H2. Our boot image is, of course, our x64. Click OK. Run as a high-performance power plan. Next, our image package browse. We're going to choose Windows 11 Pro 25H2 EN-US. The product key, which is our KMS key, which you've seen earlier. Paste that there. Enable the account of the administrator, and we're going to use the same password here. Paste and paste. Next, we're going to click Join a Domain, Browse, cm.lab. Our OU, we're going to go to Lab, Clients, Windows 11. Click OK. For our account, we'll click Set, Browse, and we're going to use our task sequence service account that we created. Click that there, click Check Name, OK, and we'll copy our password and paste that here and confirm. Click OK. Next. Next, we're going to uncheck these for the user state migration tool, which we won't be using for this. Next, available for installation, all software updates. Next. Okay, we're going to click here on Add, and we're going to choose both PowerShell 7 and the remote server administration tools for our Windows 11. There we go. Click If an application installation fails, continue installing other applications in the list. We're here on line 419. Next, next, and close. We're going to right click on that task sequence, click Edit, go to Apply Windows Settings. We're going to change the username to User and the organization to CM Lab. There we go. Okay, we're right down here, so we're going to click on Setup Windows and Configuration Manager. We're going to go to Add, General, Run Command Line. We're going to set Power Profile here. And I've placed it all on one line, so we'll copy up to Power Config, paste that here. We'll go to the Options tab, Continue on Air, Properties, and click Apply. And we'll click on Enable BitLocker, and we're going to wait for BitLocker to complete the drive encryption on all drives before Configuration Manager continues to run the task sequence. Okay, we'll click on that. Click Apply. Click Install Updates, and we're going to move this up above Setup Windows and Configuration Manager. Okay, and then we click OK, and we're here on line 454. So right click, click Deploy, Browse Collection, click OK, choose All Unknown Computers, OK. Next, under Make Available to the Following, we're going to say Only Media and Pixie. Next, 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 and close. Now we're going to create our Server 2025 task sequence. So create task sequence, install an existing image package. We're going to call this Windows Server 2025 Data Center 24H2. Our boot image, of course, is the x64. Run as a high-performance power plan. Next, image package. There we go, Windows Server. Let's copy our product key. Paste. Enable the account. Copy our password here and confirm. Next, join a domain, browse cm.lab, domain OU. We're going to go to lab, member servers, and our test OU. Click OK. Set, browse. We're going to also use our task sequence service account. Paste, check name, good. Copy our password and confirm. Click OK. Next, uncheck for user state migration tool. Next, available for installation, all software updates. Next, click on add for applications. We're only going to choose PowerCell 7 here. Okay. If an application fails, there we go. Next, close. We're right here on 544. Right click, edit. Click on apply Windows settings. We're going to do the same thing here. Username is user. Organization, CM Lab. Click on enable BitLocker. Wait for BitLocker here, just like we did last time. We're going to click on that. Then we're going to go up here to add, general, run command line. We're going to disable Azure Arc. There we go. And copy this registry delete. Paste, options, continue on error, properties, apply. Click that one more time. We're going to do add, general, run command line. We're going to set our power profile. There we are. And we'll copy all the way up to power config. Paste, options, continue on error, properties, apply. Click on install updates. Let's move that up. There we are, to above our Windows Configuration Manager. Click on set power profile. Add another drop down, general, run command line. And this is where we're going to remove our evaluation. There we are. Grab the command here for DISM. Paste that here. Options, continue on error, properties, apply. Click on that one more time. Add, general, restart computer. We're going to say the currently installed default operating system and uncheck the notify the user before restarting. Then click OK. We're here on line 609. Right click, deploy. Click on browse. OK. All unknown computers. OK. Next. Make available to only media and Pixie. Next. Go all the way through to close. And we can close Microsoft Configuration Manager. And that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.